Hi guys, in this video we are going to discuss a very important current topic, which is National Financial Reporting Authority. At the end of the video we are going to discuss some important MCQs based on this topic. So let's start by looking at the relevance of this topic with respect to NABARD and RBI examination. So for NABARD, this is linked to the ESI portion and is linked to the topic reforms in banking financial sector and current economic issues. And in RBI, this is linked to the FM portion and can be asked in recent developments in financial sector. So these are some of the headlines which you guys must have seen in the newspapers over the past few days. It is Cabinet nod for National Financial Reporting Authority. Cabinet approves new regulator to oversee auditors. Also, as a result of PNB case fallout, government is constituting NFRA to keep a close watch over auditors. So these are some of the guidelines which headlines which you guys must have seen in the newspapers over the past few days. So the Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has recently approved the proposal for establishing NFRA, which is National Financial Reporting Authority. Now this decision is aimed at establishing NFRA as an independent regulator of auditing profession. So auditors who will be auditing the different kind of companies which we will be discussing in consequent slides will now be under the NFRA. So they will be regulated and overseen by NFRA. Now why this decision has been made? Because to promote improved foreign and domestic investments, promote economic growth in India, support globalization of businesses by improved practices, as well as assisting in further development of the profession of auditors. So this change has been done for improved economic performance of India in general and to develop the auditing profession in particular. So this is the basic framework of how things would pan out after the introduction of National Financial Reporting Authority. So big companies would be preparing up their financial statements, which would be audited by the auditors or chartered accountants. And now these auditors or chartered accountants would not only be responsible towards Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, but they will also be answerable to National Financial Reporting Authority. So this authority would have power to regulate the auditing profession with respect to the large companies, which would include listed companies or large unlisted public companies. So it was felt that the auditors are getting careless, they are unable to detect frauds especially in big companies, and this especially got more focus especially after the PNB fraud, in which it was felt that auditors could have done more, they could have detected the fraud. So it was felt that for large public companies and listed companies, auditors should be made more accountable and an authority should be established which should regulate them in addition to Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. So this authority is in the form of National Financial Reporting Authority. So this authority would oversee the auditing profession with regard to large companies in India. So jurisdiction of NFRA for investigation of chartered accountants and their firms would extend to listed companies and large unlisted public companies. So the big companies which we talked about in the previous slide include the listed companies which are listed on stock exchange and unlisted public companies which though are unlisted but have very large amount of capital or turnover, and this will be notified through the rules of the government. The thresholds of being large would be notified by the government in the rules. Further, the central government may also refer such or any other entity for investigation in which public interest is involved. So this is the jurisdiction of NFRA. It would extend to listed companies and large unlisted public companies. So what would happen to the role of ICAI or the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, which is the present regulator of chartered accountants in all the different aspects of the accounting and auditing profession. So the inherent regulatory role of ICAI shall continue in respect to members and in general, and this specifically with respect to audits pertaining to private limited companies and public unlisted companies below the threshold limit. So those audits which are of private limited companies and of public unlisted companies which are not large or they are below the threshold limit would continue to be under the regulatory ambit of ICAI. Further, the Quality Review Board will also continue quality audit in respect of private limited companies, public and unlisted companies below prescribed threshold, and also with respect to audit of those companies which are delegated to it by NFRA. So quality review boards or quality audits will also continue. Further, ICAI shall also continue to play its advisory role with respect to accounting and auditing profession and the policies by making its recommendations to NFRA. So ICAI can always make recommendations to NFRA for promoting accounting and auditing profession in India. Now let us look at the need for establishing NFRA. What prompted establishment of NFRA? So NFRA's need was arisen in the wake of accounting scams. So accounting scams were rising and it was a requirement to establish independent regulators for ensuring implementation of audit standards and promoting quality of audits, which would further strengthen the confidence of investor and public confidence in financial disclosures of the companies. So the requirement of NFRA was to strengthen the Indian financial system and to bring back the trust in Indian auditors. So these are the general points for if we look at the need for introduction of NFRA. Now in particular, if we look at the trigger point, this is the fraud of Punjab National Bank. So government has taken this decision to declare the NFRA immediately after this fraud of PNB, where billionaire Mr. Nirav Modi and his firms allegedly took over foreign guarantees fraudulently and got short-term loans from overseas using LOUs. So this was the immediate, you can say immediate outcome which resulted in implementation of NFRA. So this event would be responsible for giving birth to NFRA in the short term. Now let us look at the composition of NFRA or National Financial Reporting Authority. Now this authority will comprise one chairman, 3 full-time members and 1 secretary. So there will be 1 chairman, 3 full-time members and a secretary. However, as per the legal framework which is provided under the law, NFRA can have up to 15 full-time members or part-time members besides its chairman. Also the appellate body can have 2 members other than the chairman. So this is the maximum composition which could be there under the law, but presently it is 1 chairperson plus 3 full-time members and 1 secretary. Now let us come to the functions of NFRA. So NFRA will be an overarching watchdog for the auditing profession. It can debar an erring auditor or auditing firm for up to 10 years. And it can also impose heavy penalties on auditors. So auditors will be completely checked by NFRA. Also the powers of ICAI to act against erring CAs will now be vested with NFRA. NFRA will also recommend to the center formulation of accounting and auditing standards and how they should be adopted, and it will monitor and as well as enforce them. It will also look into complaints of professional misconduct or professional matters relating to chartered accountants, and it can even issue summons and examine them on oath. Further, it can also examine any books, register and documents of the professionals. So you can see that the NFRA would have very wide powers under the NFRA Act. So it would be regulating CAs, chartered accountants, in the auditing of big companies, and the CAs would be answerable to this agency as it has been given wide power to ensure their allegiance to this authority. Now let us look at some MCQs based on the topic we have just covered. Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has approved the proposal for establishment of NFRA. NFRA stands for New Financial Regulatory Agency, National Financial Reporting Authority, National Force for Regulation of Auditors, none of the above. So this we have seen that NFRA stands for National Financial Reporting Authority. So answer would be B. The provisions relating to establishment of NFRA are contained in Chartered Accountants Act, Companies Act, Limited Liability Partnership Act, Banking Regulation Act. So this we have to remember that the provisions relating to NFRA are contained in the Companies Act 2013. The jurisdiction of NFRA for investigation of chartered accountants and their firms of chartered accountants would extend to listed companies, large unlisted companies, entities involving public interest as referred by the government, all of the above. So this we have seen that the jurisdiction of NFRA would apply to listed companies, large unlisted public companies and entities which are referred by the government in which public interest is involved. So here all of the above would be the correct answers as they all fall under the jurisdiction of NFRA. Which of the following is incorrect regarding the role of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India or ICAI post creation of NFRA? The inherent regulatory role of ICAI shall continue in respect of its members in general. It will continue to regulate audits pertaining to private limited companies. ICAI shall cease to play its advisory role with respect to accounting and auditing standards. All are correct. So here, as we have learnt, option number C would be the incorrect one because the role of ICAI with respect to accounting and auditing standards would continue. Which of the following is correct regarding the functions of NFRA? It can debar an erring auditor or auditing firm for up to 10 years. It can also recommend to the center formulation of accounting and auditing standards. It can examine into professional matters or misconduct of chartered accountants, and can even issue summons and also examine them on oath. All are correct. So functions of NFRA we have already seen. So here all of these are the functions of NFRA. So it will be having a pretty much wider role with respect to professional matters of chartered accountants. So here D would be the correct answer. These are the answers. So guys, this was all about the National Financial Reporting Authority. Thank you.